All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. And as we continue to talk about all things college football heading up to the beginning of a new college football campaign, I want to take this time out to talk about a football independent in the University of Connecticut Huskies. And when you think about the Huskies, you think about the turnaround that they have enjoyed under head coach Jim Mora. You go back to the 2021 season. Of course, UConn didn't play at all in 2020. Came back in 2021 and they went 1 and 11. Okay, in Jim Mora's first year at Connecticut. He got him 6 wins and he got him to a bowl game. And last year saw UConn win 9 games for the first time since 2007. Okay, UConn enjoyed a great turnaround. They went 1 and 4 against teams from the ACC, but nonetheless, if you are Connecticut, you're going to be very happy with that, as well as a bowl win. The first time that Connecticut won a bowl game since 2009. So, like every college football team, Connecticut has talent that they have to replace from last year's team. But make no mistake about it, Jim Moore was a solid coach. We saw him, have some success, previously at UCLA at the collegiate level. Of course, we know that he did have some success once upon a time with the Atlanta Falcons as their head coach getting into the NFC Championship game during the 2004 NFL season. Nonetheless, granted, Connecticut is on a smaller scale, but UConn could still go out there and make an impact for themselves. And I think they have everything in place, if you will, to go out there and have themselves a solid college football season if they take care of their business. You're bringing back quarterback Joe Fagnano, who threw 20 touchdown passes last year for the Huskies. I also like running back Cam Edwards. This kid last year, as a sophomore, averaged more than 5.5 yards per carry. I think he's going to once again be a vital part of this offense for Connecticut. Keep an eye out for senior wide receiver Skylar Bell as well. Defensively, I like cornerback Cam Chadwick. And overall, UConn has 7 seniors starting defensively for them. When you think about Connecticut, their schedule is not the strongest. Okay, but I think it's imperative for them to do the same thing that they did last year, which is to go out there and take care of their business against the teams that they're supposed to beat. One thing is for sure, Connecticut is not, and I repeat, not going to spend a lot of money from the football budget on travel. Why? Because the bulk of their games this season are in the Northeast. You're talking about, traveling to Syracuse, traveling to Delaware, traveling to Boston College. The two longest trips that UConn is really going to have to endure this year, they got to go to Florida Atlantic to finish the regular season, and then of course they're at Rice for the last Saturday in the month of October. But like I said, everything for the most part is a Northeastern thing. Um, I look at the games like, second week of the season when Connecticut travels to take on Syracuse. That's going to be a litmus test for this UConn program. Like I said before, the Huskies were 1 and 4 last year in games against teams from the ACC. Syracuse had themselves a very solid year last year, and they're looking to build off of that. And if you're UConn, you're definitely going to have your hands full in that game. Going up to take on Boston College, coming off of a bye week on October 18th, I think could also be a challenge. UConn gets Duke and Air Force at home in consecutive weeks in late November. So again, the parameters I truly think are there for UConn to go out there and have themselves a solid season. The bottom line is Jim Mora is going to have his team ready to play each and every Saturday. That's the type of quality coach that he is. It's just a matter of will Connecticut be able to seize the moment. I think they will. I don't think that last year's 9-win season was a fluke. I think that Jim Mora is building something at Connecticut. It's going to take some time, but nonetheless, I truly do think he is building a solid program up in the New England area. So let's see if UConn is going to be able to build off of this strong 2024 campaign and have themselves an even stronger 2025 season on the gridiron. But, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank each and every one of you for checking out the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. And as I continue to talk about things, all things college football leading up to the start of a new college football campaign, definitely want to check out this channel tomorrow as I'm going to be talking about everything in the Mid American Conference. So if you're on Instagram, you can check me out at 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge. You give me that follow, I'll give you that follow right back. And the same can be said for Twitter, which is now the X, where you can check me out at 300 Pounds of Sports. Also, if you like what you heard and saw in this podcast, you know what to do. Just hit that like button as well as subscribing to this channel. Like I always say, it's greatly appreciated. And also, if you're on Facebook, you can check us out at the Sports Depot 365. And as far as I'm concerned, one of the better sports debating groups going on social media. But until next time, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I'm signing off, and I'm saying thanks once again for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. Be well, everybody.